and welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt. Today is Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. It is Hump Day, baby. And most of all, today's show is all about the first episode of Hard Knocks. We recap and review the entire first episode, offense, defense, coaching, MCDC, of course. But we're just going to talk about what happened last night on the show, man. But before we get into all that, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew, man. I know he had to go to bed late to get up early to do this thing because, you know what I'm saying? But you know how real pimps do it, you know what I'm saying? They go to bed late and wake up early. It's my man, LL Cool Torch. What's going on, my guy?
Is that how the real pimps do it, Curt? You may know better than I. Was it Prowl Nation? And good morning.
Oh, man.
And y'all know who it is. It's the coaching extraordinaire of the defensive line, man. Whew. Back then, y'all didn't want him. Nice. How y'all all on him? It's my man, who?
It's the Wolverine coach, Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
Welcome back to the show, people. Man, Hard Knocks last night. Before we get into all the particulars of each segment we're going to cover, let's just do a review of the show. And what you got, LL? How did you view the first episode of Hard Knocks?
Well, a few key words, I guess. Emotion, inspiration, semantics, and them people love grits. But most of all, which everybody's going to probably be saying is people are going to love Dan Campbell, man. Y'all, it's the inspirationalness, the ups and downs, and all of that kind of stuff. Doing all them up downs with a messed up wrist a little bit. So it seems that he is putting himself out on Front Street. He's like, hey, either y'all, I'm putting myself out there, full out, for lack of a better term, full exposure, and I'm laying it all out on the line. But we got a lot, like I said, emotion. So that came with some of these speeches. We opened the show with like a first day speech. I like the quote about the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like if you've been in any competitive situation, you've heard that speech before. Light at the end of the tunnel, ain't no light. That's the train. But the thought is what you're gonna do when you meet that train. But I also like the euphemism about dragging them out to deep water. It's a lot of dope ass symbolism in that. And I'm a fan of nature, so we also got to get a look at the Hutchinson family. If they want, for a very nice, for a decent rate, I'll come cook y'all some barbecue. We also got a very good look. I hope we get to explore this more. I hope this just isn't the stinger for the first episode. But we also got to get to look at, two of our bigger coaches in the building, I guess. But AG and Deuce, we got to see their relationship. I won't go as in. I'll let you guys, go a little bit further into it. But I feel like that's familiar to us as well. If any of y'all out there have ever seen me and my brother talk shit to each other, my brother's a Packers fan, by the way. Boy, and if you ever seen us talk to him, you would think we are mortal enemies, but we're not. So and I don't think theirs is that bad. But we got to get a really good look at their relationship and things like that. We got to get a good look at the coaches as well. They gave a little bit of their background. I did say semantics earlier. That's the only thing. Of course, this is TV, so a lot of things are put in front of us, on purpose. Like the intro. I joked around and said, it looks like an F-150 commercial, and it probably did to a lot of other people. A lot of these speeches, I am one of those players that I'd have been in the back saying, "Shut up, Dan Campbell." But I'm also one of those players that go out there and run through a wall for him. But and I'm also ignorant ballhead, so y'all gotta look past me. But but no, we got to get a good look at that. I did say emotion and inspiration. One of the things I really liked we got to see was Obina Eze and Aiden Hutchinson in the cold tub, and just they're a little back and forth, and Obina Eze just letting them know like, yeah, I pretty much started playing football a year before college, and I had the whole SEC. I had Joe School on the list too, and I chose Memphis because Memphis was best for me. They identified with me, and I felt comfortable there. So, for lack of a better term, if y'all out there, Obina Eze is a Memphis nigga. I don't got no way to say it, but and then they kind of wrapped up the show with Family Day. I seen myself in the back doing a robot. I don't know if y'all see me, but and then at the very end, my very favorite part of the show was Dan Campbell with his good old D's nuts joke. I don't know if y'all stuck around to see that.
Yeah.
But no, it was a decent episode. I haven't watched Hard Knocks in a little minute, so I was glad to be back, glad to see this. I'm just glad to see the Lions in this sort of light. Everybody's going to say it, but yeah, this is going to make a whole lot of fans out there. It's going to draw a whole lot of eyes to our situation. And I'm hoping that with that and with all of the message that we got, I'm hoping that means that since y'all are looking at us, now it's time for us to perform. Yeah. I've said it before on this show, either y'all don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on with the Lions. I think that's going to change, and I think it's time for us to put something out there for them to care about.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Great show, man. Great show. Have you pumped up from the start to finish all the way through? I've never been to training camp. Or been close enough to see what happens at Allen Park besides highlights on YouTube. Back in the day, when I was a young Lions fan, you didn't get that coverage on the local news or anything like that about training camp. It was just like, oh, the Lions are at camp. And that was pretty much it. Like, that was it back in the day. So Dan Campbell and the Lions will capture the hearts of football fans around the league after this season of Hard Knocks. And here's the deal. It came out, but we never really talked about it on this show. The Lions brass actually reached out to HBO and let them know they were interested in being featured this season. So that's a bold move by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bold move by Sheila. You know what I'm saying? You know how she's doing it. She's making a concerted effort to change the narrative about the franchise.
Yeah.
And what you see is what you get from Dan Campbell. He's that same guy day in and day out. He's a rock star, man. He's going to draw some players to Detroit, especially after Hard Knocks. You're seeing the relationships that the coaching staff has with the players and with each other. I really like the camaraderie of the team, and we heard about it so many times. The highlight for me that stood out was gotta be Billie Jean, man. Hutch was out there doing his thing, man. You had the whole team, giving it to him, you know what I'm saying, going out there and being vulnerable like that, you know what I'm saying? When you're the number 2 overall pick and you heard him what he said his signing bonus was, right? My signing bonus was $23 million. Like, damn. And Rodriguez, he said he was like 100.
Like, he didn't want to say he is.
Like, he's like 100. Yeah. But after hearing that, but he's just one of the guys too. Like, he wants to work and do his thing. So looking at that, man, I just like what the team is about. Dan Campbell is the same guy, and it trickles down to his coaching staff. I'll get into that a little bit more in depth later on, but you look at the overall show, man, it gets me pumped up. Like, I was sad whenever it was credit star rolling. I was like, what the hell's over already?
I look at the time.
Like,
we got 15 more minutes.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And like you said, the Marvel type of thing, how you stay for the credits in the Marvel movie and you see something, the D's nuts jokes. I mean, that took me back to my young days, man, when I was a young soldier, man. That was when that joke happened, man, back in the day off that Chronic album, man. It was
people don't know Kurt.
Yeah, so you gotta look at that Chronic, Doggy Style, all that's where that joke came from. But man, it's refreshing to see the Detroit Lions in a positive light, and that was I think I gleaned from the whole show. It's like, and it gets me ready to watch. I want to watch more and more because I haven't been able to be around the Lions in the behind the scenes type of aspect, and to be able to get it on TV is one thing that I've been looking forward to, and it gave me everything I wanted in the first episode. What you got, Coach Jones?
Man, I think just to man, it's just so much to talk about. But you know what? The one thing I can really say is the energy around the Lions have changed. The energy in the locker room, the fact that everybody's together. It's like they from 90 different places in the world. You know what I'm saying? 90 different cities, 90, you know what I'm saying? And they are like brothers. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it, everybody's smiling. And, you know, when Aiden Hutchinson was doing his Billie Jean, everybody was clapping, you know. And, you know, some videos, you might catch a guy on his phone and people, you know, the older guy. I think that's one of the reasons why Brad Holmes wanted to bring in young players is because you get a lot of those older vets on the team and they're gonna be on their phone or not really paying attention or, you know, or kind of doing this, doing that. Cause, you know, when you got millions, man, that's what you do. But when you get guys who are younger, you know what I'm saying? Their attention is focused. Like it's like, y'all have your eyes on me, eyes up here, and have your attention focused, and they all are with it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the energy that you get from having a young team like that, from being in the draft and choosing that young team, man. And you can feel the energy change. It's totally different vibe. Like, I don't know if Jim Schwartz had that vibe. I heard he was a team guy. I just don't know. I heard Wayne Fontes was a team guy, so I wish we could have had the camera back then in the locker room to see how that era was. But this look brand new. I just don't see that from what I see in reports from players. I hear about locker room beefs and all that. There's no beef going on in deep. So they brothers. And yeah, man, just Aiden Hutchinson's gonna be that guy. He is gonna be that.
Nelly.
He's gonna be that guy. He is gonna be that guy, man.
He's definitely gonna be that dude.
Hey, everything that we've seen from Aiden at Michigan and his work ethic and that motor that we seen, he's bringing that. Yeah, he bringing it. They didn't do Penei Sewell justice on the Aiden Hutchinson highlights. You know what I'm saying? They could have, you know, but they had Sewell say, man, he you know, he gonna be a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like Sewell's like iron sharpens iron. And he already
I like their relationship.
Yeah, I do too. I like the fact that Sewell, kind of what I was saying, it was like, man, he gonna be that thing, because if you get a guy as good as Penei Sewell that says his iron is sharper than his iron, then that's like already acknowledging that, hey, he's the truth. So low key. So yeah, man. But overall, man, I'm just happy, man. I'm happy, man. I'm happy because America, because people who aren't Lions fans probably didn't watch it last night because they probably don't know, so they'll probably catch it. You know, they'll probably hear the buzz on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then they'll tune in and they'll be like,
okay,
wow, like, damn, like, we gonna get some free agents in 2023. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And in 2023, we're gonna get some people. He want to take some price cuts. They want to take a couple pay cuts to come to Motor City, and that ain't never happened. Ever happened. So yeah, man, that's my little thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and so somebody said this on Twitter. It was one of the people I follow. She was like, "How in the hell is Hayden Hutchinson? Their whole family look like models." like I don't know. Like, you know, it's, I guess probably starts with the mom, but you know, you look at that family, they all kind of like look alike and kind of can be on what was the J. Crew and all those the type of catalogs. I'm like,
right.
You know, that's all that you get to see him and his family, you know, and they all, you know, being a Michigan fan, like they all went to Michigan. Like everybody, like everybody's a Wolverine. Like the dad, the mom, the sisters, you know, everybody went to Michigan, and you look at that family dynamic. I'm loving that's we're gonna be a part of, you know, what we have in Detroit, you know, saying that whole family. You know, we love the Lions, you know, we love the Lions here and the Wolverines, because we all Wolver Lions right here on Detroit Lions. So proud, man. You know how we get down. Hey,
Wolver Lion.
Before we get into the breakdown of the different position groups or different aspects of the Hard Knocks, we gotta, you know, do what you gotta do, man. We gotta pay some bills right quick. Man, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You know what I'm saying? Get them thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on, man? Go ahead. You keep coming back. So go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you just coming here the first time, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with us on a daily basis. We're here 5 days a week, 4 recorded shows and 1 live. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man, and click the notification bell so you know when you're getting that fresh content from Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors right here on this channel. My man, my mellow, get on that mic because you know you eat that jello. LL, big huggy. Talk about what the offense, what you kind of gleaned from the offense on the first episode of Hard Knocks.
Well, you know, we got to see Deuce Staley front and center. And y'all don't, a lot of people, we remember Deuce Staley, but I know there may be a lot of people out there that may not. Deuce Staley was probably definitely one of my favorite players on the Eagles teams, but he was my favorite running back of that trio that they had. It was him, Brian Westbrook, and Correll Buckhalter, I think his name was. But Deuce Staley was probably the more complete back, and he was my favorite. He ended up winning one with Pittsburgh. So we got to see him. They gave it just, you know, they gave a little bit of background on the coaches. They spent a little bit of time on him, of course. But we also got to see his relationship as it pertains to AG and the offense versus defense. I like it, man. I like the attitude that he's going to bring to our running back. I think that's important. You know how they say like a Philly fighters are a certain type of boxer. You know, they talk about Mexican fighters as well, Spanish fighters, stuff like that. But, you know, like bringing that Philly mentality, you know, and he can also I think there's a bigger connection with Swift because DeAndre Swift is from PA as well. I don't know if he's from Philly, but I know
he's from Philly.
He's from PA.
He's from
Philly. So, you know,
Philly.
there's a direct connection as well. So I like, it's like Curt said, it's the trickle down. So we got a tough minded back from Philly. We got our lead back, probably our more likely lead back is you know, being molded into that, and the rest of our backs are gaining that as well. We've said we don't really have that really shifty guy, but we do have those one cut more, you know, you step in front of us, we're gonna make you pay type of backs. And those guys still have a little bit of wiggle too. But we got to see that. We got to see Penei Sewell, of course, one of my favorite players on the team. I liked how we got to see Hawk as well on that with that chip block that we all heard about. We just got to see different aspects of the offense. We got to see, we didn't really get to see that much, but we did get to see, you know, a couple diving catches from a couple players. We got to see all of our friends, JG, do some things out there. You know what? I take that back. I'm not gonna take that step. I'm not gonna take that step. No, I'm taking it back. But
too late
Jared
now.
Goff. All our friends, Jared Goff. A couple nice passes out there and things like that. So it's just showing a little bit of what we've heard and some of what we haven't heard from offense this year.
Okay, yeah. For me, just real quick, Ben Johnson and Jared Goff has that offense running like a well-oiled machine, man. No big surprises here. The thing that stood out for me is, and I've talked about it here, not ad nauseum, but a few times, Jamal Williams, man, his leadership role on this team this year. I like the way he's stepping up, making those speeches, you know, and just showing emotion. Like we talked about that in the opening part of the show. That emotion and spilling over into the rest of his team and to the rest of the team, not just the offense though, but his leadership role is expanding to the whole team, not just the offense. But I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Jamal Williams this year. And I'm looking at that, man. I'm looking at Swift. Man, I think he's shifted. I mean, he put somebody in the spin cycle, you know, tackle drills, man. And you look at that offense, man. They got the defense reeling, you know what I'm saying? In that especially in that first practice, that first padded practice, man, it wasn't even fair. It was like ones on ones, looked like ones on threes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, okay, the defense had to step up. But I know we'll see more of that in the more episodes because we know from the reports that the defense did come back, you know what I'm saying, and showed and improved. But the offense, what old machine, man, I think we saw what we've heard out of reports from training camp. What you got, Coach?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me about the offense is Deuce Staley need to be a defensive coach. Hey, Deuce Staley talk like he a defensive coach, man. He bring that, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have the offense grimy. They gonna fight and they gonna be grimy.
They love them grits.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You know, just from the short highlights that we've seen of them, that Jared Goff to Chark connection is gonna be something. That's gonna be something. I can't wait to see Jameson out there, man, because when he got two vertical threats like that, whoo, man, he had that at the Rams, but they were shorter. You know what I'm saying? Now when you have two guys that are faster than those two guys, and they're both 6'2", 6'3", wait, I can't wait. That's your friend, LL.
And don't forget, you got the Whoopi can get downfield too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not as fast as Chark and Williams, but the Whoopi can get downfield. So you got three guys that can break it open down the field.
Right. So that man, that made me feel good, man, just to see that connection that he has, and just to see his comfortableness. Like he just kind of, okay, like it looked like last year he was more worried about everything, and that affects your mechanics when you start worrying about everything, and you like, man, you're not really sure, not confident, not crisp in your decision making, and you thinking about it like that. You like the reps. So the second year, the reps that you took last year should make everything flow smoother, and that's what it's doing, man. And I just love, but I can't say it enough, man. I just love the intensity that Deuce Staley come with for the offense, because you don't see many offensive coaches in that light, in that nature, and that means one thing, man. We got some vertical threats, but we're gonna start off. We're gonna ground and pound, baby. So
definitely. All right. So as always, it's time to pay some bills. Of course, we got to do it. All right. So if you're going to get yourself some Lions gear, go to fanatics.com. Season's about to start. And today is, another day in the Curt cap switch up. Today is the 2020 draft cap, because I'm doing all draft caps this week. This is my actual favorite draft cap. This is the 2020. It has the Motor City football on the side, and Val over there on Facebook said something like, it was a video of Dan Campbell describing his hat, and she said that's me on every show. So for right now, during the Curt cap switch up, like I said, take note. The chance to win an autograph cap from your man Curt Steele will be at the end of the month after the Curt cap switch up is over. But take notes, and there will be a couple questions about one of the caps I wear during the show, during the Curt cap switch up. But the Motor City football, the 2020 draft cap is my favorite. If you want to get yourself some Lions Nation Unite gear, because that's what I got on today, going on to lnushop.com. If you want to just hang out on LNU, we talked a little bit last night in the game day chat during Hard Knocks. Going over to lionsnationunite.com. If you want to just on your web browser, if you want to download the app on your phone, it's in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store. You can get it on your all your mobile devices, your cell phone, your iPad, your tablets. Is right there in those app stores. And if you want to hang out with us behind the scenes, hang out with us on your favorite social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It's summertime. If you want to go ahead and, get a little thirst going, you know what I'm saying? Go on over to LL's Instagram page, man. It's always lit over there, and especially in the summertime, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Get down. Go on over there and check that thing out. Go over there and check that thing out, man. It's always lit during the summertime, but go ahead and check it out. My man LL does his thing over there. And for us, if you want to hang out with us away from this, you know what I'm saying? You can go check out the content on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some more content coming over there as well. And if you want to get yourself some Prowl Nation gear, going over to lionsontheprowlshop.com, man, and get yourself a kneecap biting shirt, or whatever you want, Hawkamania. They're all still over there on the Lions on the Prowlshop.com. So let's talk about the defense, man, and what we saw in Hard Knocks, man. I had a couple observations, because we're trying to give you a little bit a different synopsis of what the show was, because you still had things going on in between the lines during the show, because we saw all the good stuff, all the emotional stuff, but they're still on the field. So what you got, Coach Jones, on the defense? What you kind of saw in between the lines during the show?
Well, first thing off is something that you mentioned to me today. Jared Davis. Aaron Glenn is the perfect coach for Jared Davis. I think Aaron Glenn's attacking mentality, his feistiness, his nastiness plays into what Jared Davis does. And, Jared Davis, we all know he's not a cover guy, but if you see on Hard Knocks, he lit a few people up. He was in on some plays. You know, and that goes to show you that he plays a bigger role than we give him credit for. He, like, I don't know if they're trying to see if he can make the roster or not, but he was in on some plays and he was playing with the first and second string. So you know, that lets you know right there. Jared Davis is yeah, man, he's doing exactly what he was doing when he was a rookie. They're allowing him to attack. And I think that was the reason for going back to the 4-3 was they wanted to attack. Aside from that, no, Aaron Glenn, man, just like Deuce Camp, Aaron Glenn, like his intensity, man, that intensity carries over for Jared Davis and to Aiden Hutchinson. Like if you hear Aiden Hutchinson, like they said, he sounds like a pro. He when you had a mic on, he going through the drill, you know what I'm saying? And he that means he giving it his all. You know what I'm saying? He's giving his all. He's trying to get all his muscles in his body working toward doing what he's doing, man. And that really just sells like the thing that we said and that we've all been on is Aiden Hutchinson is gonna work. Like he's gonna work. He's gonna be the defensive rookie of the year. I'm gonna let you know right now. Just his work ethic. And I think that fits along with the culture, you know what I'm saying, of the team. But the defense overall, you know, they had it rough. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe from the reports and from the highlights of the camp, they had it rough. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by Deuce Staley's hot dogging Aaron Glenn on the sideline. They had it rough, but you know, all in all, man, they'll be all right, man, because their coach will not let that happen. And Malcolm Rodriguez, I just want to say, I think he might be a starter maybe week 4, week 5. I think Malcolm Rodriguez, depending on how this preseason game goes, Malcolm Rodriguez is climbing the depth charts. And yeah, man, and I see him starting after the first couple games, man. I don't think they can really hold him back. I think he's really gonna be that guy. What y'all think, man?
I agree with you, man. Jared Davis is not getting enough shine by the guys covering training camp. I finally saw something yesterday, like he got the first team reps yesterday out there and with Malcolm Rodriguez. So jumped off the screen a few times, man. Playing physical downhill style that fits his game. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jared Davis. He, like I said, he popped on screen every time he flashed, and I'm like, that's 40. Damn, what the hell? I haven't heard any reports about him, what he's been doing in camp. But
nope,
he doing something. All right, now Hutch, you know, All-American guy, but he's a worker, man, and he's giving Sewell some of that same work he's getting from Sewell. Yeah. And I like to see that because we're hearing how Sewell is like putting him through the ringer, but you're not seeing like the other side of it because you want to hear him like, hey, oh yeah, Hutch, he's doing okay, he's holding his own, but you know, Sewell's keeping him in check. I don't know about that, you know what I'm saying? He is, but Hutchinson is getting his, man, and that move where he went with the bull rush and all of a sudden he dipped his shoulder and was passing him. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. I like him liking that move. So dude is a stud, man. He is, man. And the MJ performance, man, Billie Jean having a whole team out there with him singing that, man. Hey, you know, MJ was my guy back in the day. So, you know, it is what it is. But he didn't, get their nerves a little bit, but you know, he paid some good homage to my man Mike, and everybody was in there singing with him. So I'm loving that. Malcolm Rodriguez, man, out there doing his Shakira, hip don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Out there doing his thing.
I think it's messed up. They made a dude named Rodriguez do the salsa dance stuff.
No, that's what he did. He picked that. He picked that. He said, well, I'm a dancer. Oh. So he said, I'm a dancer. So that may not be, he probably wasn't a singer. But here my thing is with him. He has the ability to be a good player on the Lions, and he's got that drive that the coaching staff is looking for in their players. And like you said, Coach Jones, I'm right there with you. He can be one of those guys. He's moving up the depth charts, and you mess around, I see him starting the lineup. You know what I'm saying? You might see 34 sit on the sidelines. If y'all know who 34 is, that's Alex Anzalone. he may be alone on the sidelines playing around. But from that defense, man, they're going to step it up because Aaron Glenn's not going to let them fail. That's just how it is. Aaron Glenn not going to fail. But what you got on the defense? If you got anything, LL?
Real short, real sweet. We got to see a lot of it. We got to see a lot of different. We got to see some different aspects. I don't think we got to see a lot on defense. But one thing that I did like, which kind of explains how without seeing it completely, how we're not seeing, like how you said, we didn't get to see Aiden Hutchinson get back as much as we've heard at Panay Shul. But one thing, I think it was him and Jonah Jackson talking. He was like, "Don't take it easy on them. They didn't take it easy on you." So obviously he's telling them that for a reason. It's like, hey man, you don't want this, don't take it easy on him, man. Like you probably trying to, and he out here kicking you in your ass. So you better, put some foot in dirt and do something back. So I think that's where the turning point may have been in the aspect of it. We just got to see that part of it. So I like that relationship. I hope that is a mainstay. I hope that those two go into the Hall of Fame together, or, a year after each other, however it goes. I hope that those two are two gigantic cornerstones in this franchise.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling that, man. I think that's a good point, Ella. I'm for you on that one, man. Hey, man, if you like the content, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. We're going to do our thing right here in Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. And let's finish up the recap and review of the first episode of the Hard Knocks, doing a little something different. The coaching staff, man, Deuce and AG remind me of my dad and my uncles, or hell, so me and my friends. We're competitive, man. And we still love each other, but when you get between the lines and you're being competitive, man, it is all systems go, no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not going to be dirty against your boy that you love, but you're going to do everything you can to beat him, and you're going to let his ass know up front that I'm whooping your behind right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving that dynamic between those two guys. The one thing that stood out to me is something from Calvin Shepard, right? Calvin Shepard says MCDC lets them and wants them to be themselves, right? I that's something that stood out to me. And he said he even got mad. Calvin Shepard said he was going to cut his hair. And then Calvin was like, "Don't cut your damn hair. That's not who I hired. I didn't hire that guy. I hired you. I hired Shep." Right. You know what I'm saying? All of you who you are. So that's something you know what I'm saying? And you see the coaches that play the politics game and they want all their coaches to, behave a certain way. And no, man, Dan Campbell wants his coaching staff to be like him in the matter of just Dan Campbell, who he is. He's authentically himself. And that's what he wants from his coaches, to be authentically themselves. And all the experience and all the years, you kind of realize, damn, that guy played that long. I didn't realize that, Mark Brunell played that many seasons. He only played 20 years in the league. So same with Aaron Glenn, like 15 years in the league. And I have forgot that Deuce Staley was on that Super Bowl winning team for the Steelers that they won in Detroit in Ford Field. So that's another connection that those two guys have with the city of Detroit, that they won a Super Bowl right there in Detroit. And
Randall L too.
Yeah, something. Randall L and Deuce Staley. They want to bring a championship to a place that they won a championship. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving the dynamic from the coaching staff with the players and with themselves. You know what I'm saying? As far as in between the lines, you get those guys, man, and it's a thing of beauty. But I love the trash talking and the competitiveness of the coaching staff and the dynamics that they have with the players. I can't wait to see some of the other guys get kind of featured on the Hard Knocks as well. You kind of seeing them. I want to see Todd Wash. I want to see Aubrey Pleasant. I want to see those guys and how they're, you're interacting with the players. This was you kind of get that was going to get featured, that the Aaron Glenn and the Deuce Staley was going to get featured, because that was the kind of the highlights, saying coming up, the kind of leaks of the Hard Knocks videos was those two guys. But you see those guys, man, I'm telling you, that's my dad and my uncles and my man. I tell you, man, my dad, where rest his soul, man, he was so much of a trash talker, and man, that's where I get it from myself. My dad, his welcome mat was turned around backwards at his house, because when you open the door, he said, "You're welcome to get your ass the hell out anytime you get ready." So that's how he was.
Like that.
That what trash talking he was. him and my cousin Jason, man, they would be so competitive, man. They wouldn't even talk to each other for a few days, and then they'd be right back at it, loving each other and being competitive. Right. And that's what you see from those guys, man. They love each other and they're competitive, but at the end of the day, they still brothers, man. And that's what and that's the type of camaraderie I love to see from the coaching staff. But they're teachers, they're motors, and they're gonna get this team where they want them to be, and they're not gonna settle. And for loafing. And you see Dan Campbell making these guys rehuddle. You got to have a sense of urgency. Dan Campbell's not going to let this team settle, and his coaches aren't going to let the players settle as well. So, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the coaching staff. What you guys got?
Man, I'm with you on that, man. That you're getting to see why player coaches are the new trend, because especially player coaches who played recently, it wasn't too far off if they played, because they bring that intensity, they bring that energy. You know what I'm saying? They know more when you pushing yourself and when you're not, and they get more respect as well. I'm not saying that players don't respect older coaches or guys who haven't been in the NFL, but they respect like they're older. They feel like older brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what the coaches feel like. They're older brothers, and they just have more respect for that, man. And I think that I'm glad that they got that. I can't wait till that gets highlighted more in Hard Knocks. Like just the insight that they can give the players on how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you get guys who kind of like, oh yeah, well I remember when I was in high school, some players be like, nigga, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? But they just. It's bringing the team together, and I'm just happy to see that, hey, man, we are trending upward. I'm telling you, the Lions are trending upward. And people who watch that Hard Knock, people who haven't seen it, people who are going to see it, the leak is out, it's blowing up the mainstream media. When people look at Hard Knocks, they're going to be like, that's the Detroit Lions. Dang! Like that, okay. Let me call up Brad Holmes and tell him when my contract ends so I can see if I can get up there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I like the relationship between all of them pretty much. One of the things, like one of the lesser known coaches, at least to me, Kelvin Shepard, I don't really remember him as a football or as a player, but I think it was last week, a week before last, it was like one of those where they have like the camera in the middle and everybody everybody's walking past and they have a question up there. And they were just asking, like, I forget the question, but a lot of them were saying, Shep. They answered the question with Shep. So he is one of the, I don't want to say favorites, but he's showing that he has respect amongst a lot of the players. And like I said, he's one of the lesser known players to me, at least, but one of the lesser tenured players as well. I think he might only play like 9 seasons as in respect to the other guys. But this is my first time seeing what Frank Haley looked like, and Frank Haley looked just like an offensive line coach. He looked just like one of them boys, man.
Yeah.
It's like one of them. So I like it, man. I really hated Mark Brunell as a player. Mark Brunell was out cold on NFL 2K1 with the Jaguars, but outside of that, I fucking hated Mark Brunell. But it's just you get to see some of these things, and you kind of remember like, dang, he did do that. Like when they showed that they beat the Broncos in the AFC in the playoffs that year. They beat the Steelers a couple that I don't think it was his. Well, they did before, but I don't think the last time it wasn't his with the Jaguars. They beat the Steelers and everything like that. But you just get it's like, dang, they did have that. You remember, oh, dang, they did win the Super Bowl here. Like you drew that connection. I didn't necessarily draw that connection with them winning in Detroit and now coaching in Detroit. Like, damn, you're right. Another connection is Dan. I don't know if they both were there at the same time, but Dan Campbell and AG are from or played at Texas A&M. So, and then they met, with the Saints and everything. So you just get to see they may have had a relationship together because I believe all of them were on the Saints at the same time or around the same time or involved with the Saints at the same time. So you get that and they're bringing that here. So it's like we've been saying, like the family mentality and things like that. They just bring in a more solid cohesion to our coaching staff, which is another, going to repeat it again, another trickle down that hopefully we'll see throughout the entire program.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, if you like this content, man, like the video, comment on the video as well. If you haven't done so, I don't know why you haven't done so already. and go ahead and join us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions and News and Rumors. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and be a part of the Prowl Nation family. You give me one quick second, man, and I'll tell you exactly when they were at Texas A&M. No, Aaron Glenn was there first, and he left in 93 after the 93 season, and Dan Campbell didn't get there till 95. So yeah. So Aaron Glenn is a little bit older than Dan Campbell. So 92 to 93 he played, and he came out after his sophomore season, and Dan Campbell didn't get to A&M till 95, but they had that connection there going to school, both being Aggies. Yeah, definitely. That, you have all kind of connections on this, and those guys, you can see the connection from that. They definitely were in New Orleans together. So definitely, with that being said, man, thank you guys for checking us out right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions News and Rumors. Let's get into these comment cards, man, because we want to see what you guys had to say about our last show. It's always fun to see what you guys had to say. This is my favorite segment of the show. You got Larry for real, Ari for real. I don't know. Okay, Sean Hill was a backup for 3 years through 16 passes.
He threw more than that.
He threw more than that, and he had the game in Tennessee where he led the Lions to almost a comeback victory. Against the Titans back in the day. So that was a really good game. But yeah, Sean Hill to me was the best backup we've had in Detroit for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Sean Hill. Y'all know how I rap for Stafford, but Sean Hill was around back when I hated Stafford. So. And we used to, me and a couple, shout out to Shane, we used to yell about putting Sean Hill in. But Kurt's play cousin Richard still says, I still trust in Holmes and the plan, but I hear how opinions are saying our linebackers are trash and we should trade for a veteran linebacker. I think I'm gonna make that my topic for tomorrow. There's a very nice young linebacker who just requested a trade recently. But I believe our D-line is much improved and that will make our linebackers and DBs better. My concern is that we still have a massive man to replace in Pennicini. Training camp is not as revealing as preseason is to regular season. If the LBs don't work out, if our linebackers don't work out, draft them higher in next year's draft. Holmes, who knows talent, sees something in the rookies and D Barnes. Hopefully.
Yeah, and to get back to the first comment, Sean Hill threw 432 passes in Detroit with 269 completions with a completion rate of 62.3 for 2,891 yards and 18 touchdowns with 12 interceptions. Yeah, like my man Luke G say, don't be no chump. Please do your research. What you got, Coach Mike?
I like that. Spencer Hernandez says, when it comes to the scrimmage game, I wish I had gone, but I live in California. As far as Hard Knocks, I want to see how the rookies are being integrated with the veterans in this new culture. Got to see it a little bit. I'm also excited to see how competitive the rookies are and watch them fight for slots in the 53. And man, that's coming. That's coming, man. So I feel you, man. I'm with you. I want to see it all. Brandon socks and draws.
Yeah, for real. All right, kneecap biting with Just Smoking Jeremy B. What up, Jeremy? Chemistry is looking great between Goff and the wide receivers. Of course, man. He just got that thing rolling, man. And that's why we don't need to see him in preseason, because that dude is already he got it. He got it with these wide receivers right now.
Yep. Friend of the show, Michael Lewis says, LL, remember that golf bandwagon I mentioned in the spring? Still have room for you, and maybe moving uphill, but it will reach the top. Glad you could at least smile at what he can do. Let me just say one thing. Coach Mike didn't see me smile. I didn't smile, and I had on a mask. So that didn't happen. Like I've also said, as the facts change, so can my opinion. Jared Goff stopped playing like shit. I'll stop hating him like I do.
Okay. Yeah, because he has said in the past, I mean, he said he hated Matthew Stafford,
And y'all know how I rap for my dog. Y'all know how I rap for my dog.
For number 9. So, all right, let's go ahead and close it out, Coach Mike.
All right, John Campbell says, oh, hell no, to Spencer's comment. We need to keep Cephas. Did we forget we didn't have that? Let's have Benson and Cephas. He has hands like Jerry Rice. Oh, shit. I don't.
Cephas. He's talking about Cephas.
Yeah, I mean,
Cephas got some hands on him.
I know he got hands, but not like Jerry.
That's a goat. I mean, that's the goat, man.
Yeah, I can't say.
You talked to me a couple years ago. He got good hands though.
Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden is a good comparison.
I give him Anquan Bolden. I don't know about that doggone. I don't know about no Jerry Rice, man.
Damn, Jerry Rice, man.
Anquan wasn't no slouch though.
No, he was not. We're not saying he was, but he was.
I'm not saying y'all did. I'm not saying y'all did.
He ain't go like Jerry.
Hey, bro, but thanks for the comment, John. We just having fun with you, man. But if you like this content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Come on, subscribe, man. I don't know what y'all waiting on, what y'all doing, what y'all thinking about, man. You right there. Click it, man. Join the channel, man, and help us get this content out to more Lions fans like yourself. So, Curt, what we got next?
Man, real quick, man, we got Dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and dessert for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste, man. Go on over to Delightful Bites on Facebook, links in the description. If you don't do the Facebook thing, go to Twitter and TikTok and check out all that beautiful dessert footage, Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Hey, man, just real quick, this perusing Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell have gotten a lot of love after the episode 1 of Hard Knocks, man. And we were doing all this. This show is about the Hard Knocks. And the Detroit Lions, I saw this on Twitter last night. They said the Detroit Lions will be America's new team after Hard Knocks. And that's what and somebody who's very critical, I won't bring who the person was. And it was tongue in cheek, but they meant it. They said Detroit. He says for the first time, Detroit Lions is must watch TV, and he's like, and they were like, Detroit Lions would, you got to watch this Hard Knocks because it's something special about this team. So with all that being said, man, let's go ahead and take that quick on jog over to that Wall of Fame, baby. Real quick, we got Everything Kings in the building. He was in the house yesterday at training camp, man. You got the Latino Leo, Brian Stover, Sage Roberts, Sam the Insano, Bob Karofsky, and Dan Spanos. Man, Dan Spanos, I hope you're feeling better, man. He had to go in the hospital a couple of days ago, so I hope you're feeling better, Dan. All right, silver members, we got my man Cap Ice Cold, Batman the 313, John Barton, and Henry Wallace. Gold members, y'all know what today is. It's Wednesday, baby. So it's time for the Gold members meeting today at 3:00. Check the community tab for the link for the Zoom meeting. You got my man, Mr. Reliable Michael Hucks, usually always in the building. North End Ken, Just in the D, Michael Lewis, Lady Lenore of Douchebagia, the Jazzy One, Paul Jarose, the Tornado representing out there in Utah, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. So become a member of all the Wall of Fame. Click that join now button in the description. Now it's time for final thoughts. My man LL, what you got, my man?
On this What Up Though Wednesday, my final thoughts, short and sweet. Shout out to I forgot who I was going to shout out, but shout out to the Wave with the HBO Max login. Have a great day, Dollar Coney Day in your neighborhood. Fan you some.
Right on. I just want to say real quick, I lost the 40. I lost. I got it on video. They kind of did something tricky though, man. They waited to the end of second practice to do it. My legs ain't fresh like that, on the second practice. I did condition the first practice, man. So I think they kind of set me up a little bit. No, but my man's is a lot faster than what he is in practice. So that just let me know. You can't hot dog it during conditioning no more, player.
Expose himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, and that's the thing about us player coaches, man. We get in tune with it. But have a good Wednesday, people.
Yeah, man. Take that L though, dog. All right. It's Wednesday, man. It is hump day, baby. Man, we enjoy bringing you content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. And go ahead, man. Y'all know today is Wednesday. I know y'all gonna be talking about Hard Knocks throughout the day. And we're just happy to bring you our thoughts on what we saw in the episode last night. And if you're having a hard day at work, man, because it's Wednesday, so I know that you had at least 6-7 meetings that could have been emails or Slack messages or a text message. So keep grinding through it, man, and get through the workday. Because you know what? One thing I want you to do is whenever you go into work today or today at work, the rest of your day, have a positive attitude. Go into it with a positive attitude. You never know how you can change your mindset and the mindset of people around you with just a positive attitude, and never be afraid to be kind. A kind word can go a long way in today's world. You never know what people are going through, and that one kind word can help you change a person's outlook for the rest of their day. Man, so you had your dollar coney, you had your two-piece, whatever you ate today at work, man. Get that napkin, man. Get them crumbs off your face because you got a meeting coming up. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. Well, my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.